Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I sound very excited. I'm actually very not excited. I am like heavily just in my shadow energy right now. And Mercury Retrograde is kicking my ass. I was doing very good for a while, but it's been kicking my ass. I saw some tweet that said like, what's been your Mercury retrograde breakdown so far? So if you guys are having any breakdowns out there, just know you are not alone at all whatsoever, any way, any shape, any form, anyhow. So I wanted to do a video today on this Mercury day. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, and we are currently in our second week of Mercury retrograde, which is crazy that we're like almost halfway there. But yeah, so yeah, I know a lot of people are like reaching out to me about all the other planets that are in retrograde, and honestly it's a lot of them, so I didn't really feel like sitting down and doing the research, but I did it because I know it'd be beneficial to like me to know and for you guys to know. So right now, well, what's today? I think Pluto just went back direct, but there was Mercury that went retrograde last week. Before that, there was Pluto in retrograde, Saturn that went retrograde, Jupiter that went retrograde, Neptune that went retrograde, and Uranus that went retrograde, which all of these are outside of Mercury. They're like considered outer planets. So let's use a diagram. Not really, but kind of. So like the sun is here and Earth is like over here too, obviously, and these ones are all a bit closer to us. So like Mercury, Venus, Mars, those are like the closer, the inner planets. And then the outer ones, you know, Saturn, Uranus, Pluto, Neptune, they take a little longer for us to like feel the actual change of them because they're further from the sun and where we are, and then they move a lot slower. So Neptune right now is retrograde in Pisces, and Neptune takes 14 years in each sign, and it goes retrograde once a year. And then Uranus right now is in Taurus, and then Pluto is retrograde right now in Capricorn. Well, actually it just went direct October 6th, and then Saturn is in Aquarius right now in retrograde until October 10th, which is like right around the corner. It goes direct, and then Jupiter is in Aquarius as well, and it goes back direct October 18th. So the Pluto retrograde, so Pluto rules death and rebirth. It's the god of the underworld, and right now Pluto is in Capricorn, which a lot of astrologers have been saying this is where you see like a lot of shifts in just the government and like in these power systems. So when Pluto went retrograde April 26th, they said that retrogrades are meant to bring up power plays and like give us insight to different areas where we may need to set more boundaries, or where we realize that like some people are a little manipulative, like they bring light to things like that. And yeah, so that one goes direct October 6th, which is essentially this call to action to take our power back and realize really just stepping into your power. And if you have been given like too much energy, why are you like screaming like that? See, this is what I mean. My shadow side is like chilling right now. Like I could cuss anybody out like the drop of a hat at this moment. But yeah, I won't. But yeah, so it goes direct, and it's really just time to call your energy back, your power back, and really just regain control. Pluto is the god of the underworld. Super cool. So Saturn, which is chilling in Aquarius right now, is in retrograde. It went retrograde May 23rd, and it goes back direct October 10th. So this retrograde is a time of karmic rebalancing. And it's said to, for any like previous bad behavior, this might be the time of it getting like punished, or any hard work and labor that you've done, a time for it to be rewarded. Some article said that Saturn gave super like dad vibes, like strict dad vibes, and like it makes sense. Saturn rules Capricorn. So yeah, it goes retrograde every 12 months for about 4.5 months, so like once a year or two. And yeah, Saturn is like the lord of karma. It rules. They said this also might be a time of more limitations, restrictions, anxiety, and fear. So I'm excited for that one to go direct. Just to, anxiety's been kind of crazy the past few days, but I low-key feel like it's really that Mercury retrograde. Like my Virgo moon is ruled by Mercury, and then my Mercury is in Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So like, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. I love y'all out there going through this Mercury retrograde, y'all. We're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it through. And so it's so crazy because like a lot of the personal planets outside of Mercury right now, the ones closer to us, are calling us to take more action, while like a lot of the outer planets that are in retrograde are asking us to slow down, because retrogrades are really like a time of reflection and reevaluation, and like taking things a little slower, like taking it back before we move forward. So yeah, Saturn goes back direct October 10th. And then Jupiter is currently in Aquarius, and Jupiter rules abundance and fortune. So it went retrograde June 20th, and it goes back direct October 18th, which is said to bring heighten our spiritual selves, and to help expand our boundaries, which is cool. And then the last two that are retrograde right now, Neptune, which just went retrograde in Pisces on June 25th, and it goes back direct December 1st. So yeah, this is said to reveal hidden spiritual gifts, to give us like a spiritual boost, but also a time of more cloudiness, because Neptune is like nebulous, is very, very iffy. So like logical thinking might be difficult right now, and then our judgment just might not be as clear. So like we said, these retrogrades are really a time to just slow the fuck down, like just chill out. They say Mercury retrograde, you really shouldn't like be making any fucking moves or plans or like solidifying anything, which I've really been struggling with lately, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so really just deciphering what can be paused, what can hold on for a minute, and like what needs to be done now. Like if shit is already in motion, you know, go through with it. But if you can hold off and like signing that contract or that deal or starting that new project, make sure you feel good. I was listening to Moon Mama earlier, and she was also just talking about this new moon in Libra. So today is a new moon in Libra also, and you know, new moons, new beginnings. And she was just saying how it's a great time to really trust, like any other time, but to trust your divine intelligence. So at the end of the day, you know what moves are right, regardless of how much you're aware of what's happening in the sky above. Your inner knowing knows it all. So yeah, trusting your divine intelligence. And then the last planet is Uranus, which is currently in Taurus right now. And it went retrograde August 19th, and it goes back direct January 22nd, which this really might signal a time to slow down and turn inward. Uranus rules innovation, change, and disruption for the sake of progress. But yeah, it's just so crazy because Uranus is in Taurus right now, which is such a fucking fixed ass, stubborn ass sign. And Uranus is all about embracing change if it can bring forth newness. So really tapping into that energy, man. Yeah, this shit is crazy. So most of the planets will be back direct by Halloween. Neptune will be back direct December 1st. Uranus will be back direct next year, January 22nd, 2022. Man, that's some crazy shit right there. Yeah. Y'all gonna hear us talking about this 2022 all year, but January 22nd, 2022, fucking Uranus is going back direct. That's crazy. That's some shit right there. But yeah, what else did I want to bring up? This is Mercury retrograde. I have to talk about Mercury retrograde a little bit because Mercury rules our communication, transportation, our way of thinking, our thoughts, our subconscious mind. Well, not our subconscious mind, but the way we think and perceive the world. So Moon Mama earlier in the video, she was talking about coming to terms with what trauma we might have, and like the fact that trauma, it kind of gets into your body and it'll have you repeating the same mistakes over and over again until you begin to heal yourself and really step into your truth. So this is a good time, Mercury retrograde, to really look at your shadow side. What are you afraid of? Really just getting deep with yourself, getting to know yourself some more, sitting with yourself some more, man. This shit has been depressing this past few days. I'm not gonna lie. This has been like the most depressing Mercury retrograde of the year. But it's also like fall. We're shifting into the colder season, the season of seasonal depression. So Mercury will be back direct on the 18th. So we only have about 2.5 more weeks left of this. So yeah, just take it as a time to really sit with yourself and really just accept and forgive yourself. I had a very long night last night, and I think it was like one of the first pitfalls of Mercury retrograde, and it was just a very depressing state to be at, to have so many like revelations of your past self and the things that you've done out of like just to protect yourself, or as like your inner child, or out of like a reflex from what you've armored yourself to become to protect yourself from other people. So yeah, take this time to really take care of yourself and do whatever feels good for you guys to help you make it through. If you just make it through October, whoop-de-fucking-do. That's all that I want to do. Okay, I'm done. Oh, I love you guys. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know how Mercury retrograde is doing for you. Thank you so much for watching.